Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. This week, we're starting with a mere Chelsea 3, Nottingham Forest 2. You're 4 unbeaten, well, 4 without a loss. Poch in or Poch out, take it away.
Watch out. As I said before, we conceded from another set piece. Comes down to the manager and the way he sets us up. I mean, yeah, we got lucky to come back into it. Fair enough to him. The subs were good. Shows how much we've been missing Reece James this season. Coming back with an impact with an assist, and Nicholas Jackson shitting on all you guys. Better than Højlund, better than Havertz, better than Nunes, better than all of them, and he's still a donkey. So
And he's still in seventh place. So yeah,
it doesn't matter if we're seventh place, mate. He cost literally more than half of probably what half your players cost.
Okay, it's a great trophy.
Okay, it's a great. You haven't won a trophy this season either yet. What are you arguing? Better than Højlund. I don't know that Højlund hype for like a month about this Vardy nonsense, breaking the record. That's gone to shit. Cole Palmer again, assist, man of the match. I mean, young player of the season. Everyone get your votes in for that. He's gonna win it. Yeah, it's going okay, I guess. The inverted Cucurella into midfield flopped after the first half, so we stopped doing that. But I just think it was just the individual quality got us back into the game and got us to win the Sterling goal, who's been absolutely crap this season, and Reece James, who've been missing, with a great assist for Jackson to finish. Yeah, that was kind of the assessment of the game. We could get sixth. That's probably we'd get sixth. Is that a bonus? I mean, I guess so. We'd be in Europe again. But no, Poch's still out. He's still out.
Do you know how far Chelsea have fallen, by the way? They're begging to try and get into just the Europa League, not even trying to fight for Champions League.
Do I look like I'm desperate to get into Europa League? Fine. How many times have you won the Europa League?
Doesn't matter.
How many times have you competed in it?
I'm living in the present, mate. I'm living in the present.
I think we've competed in it twice and we've won it twice.
Who's in the Premier race right now?
Is the trophy will probably end up winning. So I guess it's calm. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you questions about some of your opinions. So obviously, just to see if everything's right, you want the success of Chelsea, right?
Obviously.
Yes or no? Yes, of course you do. Yes, we both know that. And you believe that success won't happen with Pochettino. You're sure about that, which is why you would, take the drastic action of sacking him, right?
I do, and I think that decision was made up for me in that Carabao Cup game final where we were embarrassed and lost lost.
I didn't ask when it was made up. I was just asking yes or no, and you said yes. So
I will elaborate. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Great. So you and now who is it that you're so sure will do better than Pochettino on your 1 year's experience with this squad?
Good question. Chelsea need a born winner, someone who's won trophies, someone who knows how to win trophies. Because Poch does not know how to win trophies. Hansi Flick has won trophies. I take Mourinho won trophies. Any manager who has success and has won trophies before, too short, I'll take him back 100%.
I've got a question. Why would you not take a project manager?
I'd take Conte back because project managers have got to give me a reason to back them.
So like Xabi Alonso just this season.
Well,
he's a project manager and he just went unbeaten.
Yeah, but he's not leaving, is he?
So no, but what I'm saying is they put their faith in him to try and do a job and they've done it.
The way you've recruited is for a project manager with long-term contracts and young players. Why would you expect a winning manager to just come in and win with non-winners?
Say that again.
You want a winning manager, right? A winning manager needs experienced winners in his squad. Why do you just expect one to come in?
That's what this summer's policy is. I think we're not focusing on the youngsters. I mean, we're going to go for this Brazilian youngster, but I think Osimhen, who's obviously not young, isn't young-ish compared to the players we've bought. I think this is the season when we're building on, we're buying more experienced players. Obviously, Thiago Silva's leaving, etc. We're going to buy more experienced players in. And I think a winner who has history of winning can take Chelsea to another trophy because we're a good cup side.
You just named Osimhen. He's not a winner. He's just won one Serie A.
I wanted to ask.
Osimhen.
Who's not a winner, did you say?
Osimhen, he's not really a winner, is he?
Yeah, true.
I'm talking about manager. He's probably.
You said
about bringing winners in.
Yeah.
Yeah, winners in for your winning manager. Now you're going to give away the last 2 years. It's a waste now. You're starting again.
The last 2 years, Poch has only been here a year.
No, but your projections, Bowley, you used to say on this podcast was now we're going to be like, the other clubs are going to be project, long-term thinking. You're officially admitting that was all a waste.
Well, it is a waste. A project manager, you've got to have something to get behind. I mean, for you, Ten Hag, when he won that Carabao Cup, you had something to get behind. When Arteta won an FA Cup, he had something to get behind. But when Poch bottled against kids, That's not something I can get behind. So for me, then I don't feel he has the mentality or the skill needed to win a trophy because I don't think he can win it.
That's
If he can
fine.
prove
But
me
I've got a
wrong,
question.
and I can hold my hands up and be wrong, but from what I'm seeing, I don't think he has it in him to do it.
I was going to say, Amir, okay, that's fine. Let's say you want these, like, as you say, born winners to come in and manage your club, Hansi Flicks, the Mourinho's, the Contes, to even come back and make a return. That's all well and good, but what's the attraction for them at the moment?
Chelsea is a very attractive football club. It's one of the biggest
Is
clubs
it?
still. Yes, it is, Ellis. I don't know why you're arguing.
Okay, so they haven't got any European football next season. So any
How do you
big
know that?
manager, experienced
How do
manager
you know we
would
haven't
step
got
down
any?
from that.
Well, you're making stuff up. How do you know the season's not determined?
Okay, let's say it doesn't happen. Let's say you
Okay,
do
we
come
don't get
seventh.
it. Okay, fine. Still an attractive football club.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're an attractive football club. The manager wants to play in European football next
Well, we
season
got
if he's an
Conte.
experienced and
No,
winnable manager.
we got Conte when we finished 10th under that Mourinho / Gus Hiddink season and ended up winning the league straight after. So what was the excuse then? It's an attractive because the biggest club in London is in a great location. It's got probably next to one of the biggest budgets to spend. I
Mate, do you
don't
not
see
think a
why
winning
Chelsea's not on
manager will just? Do you not think a winning manager will just have the same problems that you've had a year now, where Poch has got to know the players? And I really do believe in
problems.
when a manager stays there longer, you get to know the players and have some stability.
You've got to
Build a
get to know
bond.
the
Morale
but
goes up.
what is let me think of a manager for you guys.
I mean, Poch has had injuries as well. It's not like he's had
Yeah,
everyone
he's had
available all the time.
injuries, but he's also made very terrible decisions, and there's still stuff that's
Yeah,
still
but so
not
has
good.
everyone this season. Arteta's made some terrible decisions.
Yeah, but Arteta's second in the league.
And
First,
has had a much more
Wait,
time than Pochettino.
First
How
in the
much
league.
time has Pochettino had?
He also won an FA Cup in his first season. This guy brought on Alfie Gilchrist as a right back for a right back when we're chasing a goal against Liverpool. There's another
If you
fucking
go
answer.
based off of single decisions, Amir, you could look at Sir Alex, and he's probably made terrible
That's what I'm
decisions.
saying,
Big
yeah.
managers.
The only thing I don't understand, you're going off the last 4 games. It's so like short-minded, short-sighted.
No, I've never
What,
been
even
Poch
forget,
out.
it's less than a month ago we lost 5-0 to fucking Arsenal.
Yeah, but we're a super team at the moment.
Yeah, Arsenal are like a super club.
Yeah, we're unbelievable at the moment.
You lost like 7-0 to bloody Liverpool and you still want your manager, and it just shows your mentality has gone down the drain since.
No, that's loyalty.
Happened for me. Loyalty to what? A manager of the club.
Who wants to do well for the club? He's not exactly going to be
Are
hired.
they doing very well for the club at the moment?
They're doing better than. Are they above Chelsea?
No, they're not.
Chelsea are above us now, but you have to look at circumstance, man.
They
Like you
came
can't.
bottom of their Champions League group. It's fucking embarrassing. It really is embarrassing, and you still back him all this time. Like I really don't get it.
Just so you know, people.
guess-
One thing. Okay, come on. I'll say when we speak.
Excuse all the time, but Copenhagen's squad is definitely not better than yours. Galatasaray's squad is definitely not better than yours. We can go back there. Shit decisions, falling out with players, and you're just gonna carry on saying, "Yeah, it's okay" because he's had injuries and shit. Mate, look at the style of play, and you're still like defending this. It's your mentality's gone down since Sir Alex left, and unfortunately, because mine isn't, you got a problem with it. That's literally it.
Should let's take it away before we move on.
You guys got anything to say?
No, I have nothing more to say about Chelsea. I
not
mean,
saying
the thing
it.
is, he can say what he wants, but they're not
Gobsmacked.
gonna. I feel like you're not gonna sack Poch. You're not gonna get what you
Yeah.
want. That's the problem.
I
So
mean, we'll see next season if he proves me right or wrong. I don't think he will, but I always hold my hands up.
wouldn't it be nice though? You've got a manager in 1 year, got some experience. He's not just a nobody now. You build on his ideas, get some players in that he wants. Maybe he'll do better. Would it be a shock to the system?
If he comes
he did a
fourth
bit
this
better
year.
from previous year. Would it be a shock if he improves? I don't think it'd be a shock.
The improvement has to be far more greater than what we've seen this season.
Thing is, Chelsea fans
Last 4
expect
games of
instant
form.
success. If it's not done within 6 months, they want every manager
Not
new
instant
out.
success,
So
though. It needs to be some sort of success, and we haven't had it.
yeah, but so does any club. But then you've got to kind of
Last
go
4
with the
games,
bad to
last
get with the
4
good.
games.
Like we went down the shit.
Look at Arsenal. People
went
say,
8
"Oh,
for
don't
8.
compare
Yes,
to
we got an FA
Arteta."
Cup.
Yeah, don't compare to Arteta. Don't compare. Every Arsenal fan wanted Arteta out.
Mine hasn't. Both your managers have won a trophy in their first season. Mine didn't. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
Yeah, but stop comparing to greatness. This is
It's not greatness, though. Okay, if you class FA Cup as greatness, fair enough then.
Do you know what, mate? I actually fully go off of the table. How many points did Chelsea get last season in the Premier League? Let me check. So right now you're on whatever you're on. You got 44 points in the Premier League last season. You're currently on 57. And one thing I'll say is, and
Spending
I
how
used
much?
to.
Well, they came
And
12
spending
last
how much
season, though,
more
yeah.
money? And how much more
Yeah.
money? did you spend?
They gave it 12.
So Amir,
Who's
if you
your
keep on
manager?
spending, if you keep on spending, even with Poch, you might get to like the 70-point mark, and then you'll be on the 90-point mark. So within 2 years,
How
you'll be
much
potentially first and
improvement
second.
do you want to sack this man?
Improvement. I mean, with the squad I had, I predicted us to be fourth, and I think we should be at least in the top four.
But now, so Poch has clearly improved from last season, but yet
He
you're
hasn't
willing to
improved
sack
from-
him
he's
because you think there'll
improved, but
be.
he's had a lot more funds.
How
as
many
well.
was Poch here from the start of last season?
Yes. He had
And
pretty-
how many finals did he get last season?
one. He's had one final this season.
And so he matched that and he got more points. Now, do you think that's enough to make the
I don't
absolute
understand your
drastic
question.
decision?
This is his first season. I don't understand your question.
I've forgotten. Was he here last season?
No, we had Potter last season and Tuchel.
Okay, and I think he's improved upon that. He has. We can factually agree.
Yeah, but he's
Poch has improved.
a lot more money, and he probably should. He should have had a trophy.
If you go off of that, Amir, Pep's missed out on some trophies as well. Managers miss out on stuff.
Pep's a Poch now, come on.
No, but the fact that Pep went so
I
long
don't
without a Champions
understand
League,
what
they could have
you
sacked
want.
Pep immediately.
Apart from longevity, how do you know it's not going to be the same for Chelsea next season? Inconsistent, up down form all the time, losing to small teams and low blocks and stuff. How do
No,
you,
but the man has
what
improved Chelsea.
What from Poch have you seen that is improvement? Last 4 games is such a small sample size to go off. Considering, did you a month ago we got thrashed 5-0 by Arsenal and embarrassed?
No, I'm just looking at the manager market, and I'm looking at Bayern Munich getting rejected by Crystal Palace for their manager, and it's not really that easy out there at the moment, is it? We don't have that many managers available. I think it's such a drastic decision when he's literally improved, and it's his first season, as you said, first season. And you want him out?
We'll see. I don't know. The decision's still not made. If he gets sick, I mean, there's a better argument for him, but we'll
44 points last season. Just laughing because he got 44 points. That's crazy. Yeah.
Let's move it on to Manchester United. Let's move away from Chelsea. Let's stop waffling on about them and Poch in or out or doing the hokey cokey. Right. Man United, Chavez, 2 games this week. Crystal Palace and Arsenal, 0 goals scored.
Oh, yeah. I
5
forgot about that.
What
Did we
happened?
talk? I think we talked.
No,
we
you
talked about
predicted it. You predicted it.
No, yeah,
No, we
I predicted it. Yeah, that was just it was waiting to happen.
shit
Disaster. And to be fair, I know people were saying it's Palace, it's Palace. Palace have been absolutely brilliant. I think teams get overlooked when they play Man United. They've actually played really well, and their manager is now being looked at by Bayern. Their players are unbelievable. At least they scored another banger on the weekend. They're a team in form, and they're playing good football. With us, Ten Hag he stuck with this. He did what he could. He has a squad. And we got blown away. We got outplayed in every aspect. Against Arsenal, however, we had more injuries, and we were kind of a bit more. I feel like the game plan was actually quite good because we did not concede as much shots, and we weren't being peppered when we were quite literally up against a team that is the master of that. I mean, that could have gone terribly wrong if we prepared the way we did for Palace against Arsenal. I assure you, so it would not have been. It would have been a lot worse. And we did well. Amrabat came in, and Amrabat needed to play well, and he actually played well. And we just did what we could. No one expected us to win, and we just came out. With me commenting on these games is strange because I don't even know why I'm taking away from them because they don't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. If we want the Europa League qualification, we're going to have to beat Man City for it. And if not, then the league, we might be seeing us playing in playoffs for Conference League spots in August for the upcoming season. The season is written off for me in terms of the Premier League, and it's just been a shit show from start to finish. It always goes wrong and wrong and wrong. More and more players getting injured. Mount got injured from an injury. He was out and he got further out. Shaw also got a setback within his injury. So not only do we have injuries now, we have injured players who are about to come back who are injured again. It's a shame, but hopefully next season will be a restart. And we will see. I don't want to buy into these ex-players suddenly backing Ten Hag because I don't want hope. I still think he's going to go. But maybe, because of the lack of options available right now, we might see him stay. And if he does, I would love to see the loyalty that went after a very good first season. We had a bad one, and these fans instantly just turned. I would love to see what the narrative is when he suddenly could inevitably start doing well again with a few more additions. Of course, he's not faultless. When Ten Hag, I always think we're saying he's faultless. He's made countless mistakes. I mean, Anthony, I've got to speak about Anthony. I think in terms of human beings, forget about football. I don't think I hate a human being more than Anthony. Every week and week out, it's not just about his football, his personality, everything he does, complaining about being left back, talking to Jesus on the pitch while the game is going, moaning. When he was coming on, he thought he was in some anime movie. I don't know what was going on with him. he's a shocking human being. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't attack a person. But obviously, he's not a great person, is he? When he's got cases pending on him as well. So it's just I'm ashamed that a player like that I have to support him week in week out, and that's a horrible mistake. We spent 100 million on that. I mean, we not only did we I think that's like the most we've spent on a player. So he's obviously our fault, and some of his faults are huge. We lost 7-0 to Liverpool. And again, if we want to go off of the standard that we should sack managers after a single game, Ten Hag will be gone a long time ago. But so would a lot of other managers. Managers have embarrassing results, embarrassing days. It's happened to every manager, and I don't go based off of that. I look at the longer picture. I think us United fans, we all want the success of Man United. We just don't see it in the same way. Obviously, that's obvious. But for me, it's just a sick cycle of over and over again. We've sacked managers. For me, it's easy wanting Ten Hag in. He's a manager who had a real pedigree before he came in. A lot of times when Man United get managers, there's a disagreement amongst who we should get. There's always disagreement about anything when it comes to Man United amongst the fan base. The one thing that we all actually agreed on last season, or when he did come in, was his appointment. The Man United fan base collectively agreed that this was the right man. So I feel like there's something to that. He's not an idiot. He's not a terrible manager. It's not that he's got no tactics. He's made mistakes, but he's been dealt with a really bad hand this season. And when it comes to next season, I think we will do better. And hopefully with less control over transfers, which is what we've been told Ten Hag will have, Ineos will have more involvement. We will sign the correct personnel. So I'm excited for the next season if he stays. If not, I will back whoever comes in next. I'm sure everyone will want that person out too, because trust me, that person will not have the fan base in an agreement when he comes in. Tuchel will have people that hate him because of his he's not always getting along with the boards. Every manager that comes in from this point, not everyone will agree, and there will be people out on him instantly the second he does badly. So I'm happy for Ten Hag to stay, but we'll see. We'll see.
So you've got, I was just going to touch on, so you've got, as you called them last year, so I'll call them the same thing. You've got 2 pre-season games and then an FA Cup final and then 5 more pre-season games before next season. So I suppose hazard a guess at the cup final, obviously against Man City. And then what are your hopes, dreams and aspirations going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, for the final, it's just with finals, it comes down to one day, right? Last season, I really did think it was a big gap between us and City, and it still is the same because of the injuries. But on the day, you saw we scored a goal. I mean, it was 1-1 for a long time. Anything can happen on the day. So it's one game. If these guys can give it everything, we might have a chance. Obviously, off of paper, if you just completely go off that, we shouldn't even be anywhere near the game. It should be the same as last season. Gundogan scored in the first 20 seconds. But that's not how football works. If we win it, we don't win it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. I also criticised Arteta when he won the FA Cup, and a lot of Arsenal fans used that point when they said that they wanted Arteta out, where an FA Cup doesn't necessarily mean anything in the long-term project of a club. These little cups, they don't mean a whole lot. It's your league position and how you improve each season. There's a reason why Arsenal are considered a better club than Man United. Both clubs might end up with 0 trophies this season, but there's a reason why we know that Arteta is doing much better. It's his league position. Week in, week out, his team does better and they play better. So this FA Cup won't actually mean too much. I mean, Ten Hag's record is amazing in cup games. It's like 94% win rate. He's only ever lost twice: the FA Cup final and Newcastle and Carabao at one point. So that to me still doesn't mean anything. Even if we win it, cool, it's a trophy. Europa League next season. If not, I'm looking at how we play next season in the league.
So as you said, you've got no hopes for the cup final really going in.
But Dan, I don't care. Like, it'd be very nice and it'd be lovely to see them play well. I don't think it really matters long term. Like, look at Chelsea, won the Champions League. Where are they long term in the league? It's not these cups, as incredible as they are. It's an incredible achievement. Yeah. Yeah, Champions League's an incredible achievement, but anyone can win the Champions League. Inter got to the final. It's not a full reflection of the true.
It's not
Yeah,
everyone
but
to win the Champions League. Our Arsenal friend here has been wanting to win it for donkey's years and never won it.
it's true. No, I get that. You just get what I mean. Like, cup games come down to mentality, ties, and that Chelsea's team mentality was unparalleled. They won it, but across a season in the league, they wouldn't be able to win the league. The true test is when you can go through a 38-game season and win the league. El knows that as well. I mean, he's understanding it.
Winning the Champions League.
Obviously, an Arsenal fan would want to win the Champions League, but I think I've spoken to some Arsenal fans.
For you, you think the league's harder to win than the Champions League?
Yeah, 100%. Premier League. It depends on your league's difficulty as well. Obviously, ours is tough because we're up against corruption and all sorts. But I think the Premier League, yes. Other leagues, maybe not. But Champions League, you can see them. If Chelsea truly were the best team in Europe the year they won the Champions League, then the next season they would have been up there in every Premier League title race, right? Because you're the best, but you weren't. You know what I'm on about. Stop. You know what
So-
I'm about. Yes, you do.
He can't comprehend it. I know what you mean because it's obviously 90
Yeah.
minutes to
Yeah,
prove
I know
yourself.
what
You
you're
can put
saying,
someone
mate.
up if they're
I
up
mean,
for it. They'll win it.
you're basically saying Arsenal can't win an easier competition than the Premier League.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, fine.
On the topic of that, I suppose moving on to Arsenal, with our Tottenham fan here, Elliot. Congratulations on your 2-1 win against Burnley at the weekend. And score predictions for Tottenham Man City tomorrow.
Burnley.
Yeah, Tottenham beat
Yeah,
Burnley 2-1.
Tottenham beat
And Tottenham are playing Man City tomorrow. So,
that's
I'd look-
come on, boys. Knock some points
Mental.
off the City. Come on, right. That's to be fair. Let me just back onto the point against United because I know Chavez had his like little crusade about United and how they've been performing this season. But I just wanted to voice in on our game against you lot as well. 1-0 was actually very kind of weird, a weird kind of win for us, if I'm honest. It's good that we got 3 points out of it. But if you, presumably you watched the game as well, Chavez, we weren't on it at all. I think every pass was looking very sluggish, very kind of like 3 steps behind. You know, Partey making mistakes. Tomiyasu just looked slow. Ahmad was kind of opening up like a tin of beans. Odegaard was kind of making stupid passes that didn't go through. None of our attack kind of looked on it. Trossard looked good, but Martinelli still looks a bit off it. Saka looks a bit off it, and then obviously Havertz just can't really do much when their wingers aren't really on it. So, but a lucky 1-0 win because with a performance like that, if you put in like that, for example, against the likes of Liverpool, because as you said, Chavez, if you had your full 11 with like the likes of Bruno, Rashford, like Maguire, Varane,
Something on the counter, then it
Yeah,
could have been interesting.
we could have been very like, for example, I know you said in the in your player ratings. Hoyland in the 4th minute, he skied that chance to go like top bins, and it could have been 1-0 up. I know you said in the 4th minute, obviously you're just warming up and everything, but those are the type of shots you need to get like, on target at least. And we came away lucky, if I'm honest, because as I say, what I was about to say was putting in a performance like that against a club that is hungry. For example, if we had Crystal Palace to play against and we like played like that, we'd probably lose 4-0 as well, like you did. If we played against City, we'd lose 4-0. So very lucky that you didn't have your full strong 11 and we managed to get 3 points out of that. But yeah, you're right, Daniel. I am going to be supporting Spurs this Tuesday, tomorrow. I'm hoping that they'll actually pull their finger out their arse and decide that, you know what? Let's win a game because they've lost, I think, the last 4 on the bounce. Useless club. But hopefully they'll be able to do a job. So up the Richarlison, up the Son. Hopefully Son gets a brace against Man City. Because to be fair, it's at Tottenham Stadium as well. And obviously Man City's bogey team is always Tottenham. It has been for a few years now for some reason. And hopefully they'll be able to walk away with something. Because even if they do manage to scrape a win, I know it's obviously looking in like 100-1 win for Tottenham. But if they manage to win, obviously they can still fight for top 4 if Villa lose. And they're playing Liverpool at home. So
And for the rest of us, we'll be supporting Man City, the rest of the country. Big up Man City, obviously.
Chavez, who are you supporting?
The 4P will be coming. Big up Pep.
Chavez
Big
wants
up
to draw.
115. You don't want an Arsenal.
Chavez
win.
does want to join. That's fine.
You
I'll
don't
have a
want
draw as
Cringe
well, though.
FC winning the league, man. You do not want Cringe FC winning the league.
Listen, do you know what it is? Yeah, like I said this to you guys before this podcast, though. I say, like, even if Spurs knock off the points of Man City tomorrow, like, even if they get a draw or something and we're still in it, it'll be in true Man City fashion to go to the last game of the season and batter West Ham 7-8-0 and win on goal difference. It'd be in true form like that. It's almost poetic. And if something like that happens, you hold your hands up and go, fair. Like, what can you do? But if it does
No,
go
I would
to the
also
last
say
game,
your mentality. Like I would say, if once that happens, your biggest threat is yourself because you've seen your mentality in some of the important games. You saw it in the last game. Everton have been doing well.
Everton,
So-
yeah, 100%. It's almost like I'd hate it, yeah. For example, if Spurs managed to get something out of Man City tomorrow and we bottle it against Everton, it'd almost crush me. Like, so it's in our hands. Do you know what I mean? It's just now we've got to do what we can do, and it's at home as well. It's at the Emirates. The crowd is going to be booming if we're still in it. It's going to be like all to play for. Don't get me wrong. Even if Man City still win against like Spurs tomorrow, there is a slim chance. I know it's obviously very minute, and it's probably 1,000 to 1, but there's a very minute chance that West Ham could do something against City.
Yeah,
West Ham won't do anything.
anything
West
can
Ham-
happen. Nah,
No,
anything
I know,
can happen.
but this is what I'm saying. I know it's very minute, and I said it's like
David
1,000 to
Moyes
1, but
last
anything
game.
can happen, and it could happen. And we could be, but we just need to do the job against Everton now. We need to reform,
No
make
one,
sure
no
everything's
one
spot
apart
on.
from Arsenal fans wants Arsenal to win the league because of how much they'll moan and be in our eras and all that about it. So no one wants that. And I will be supporting Man City and I will be celebrating Man City's 4-peat.
I was going to say
I mean-
before.
Now, if you do
Emir.
win, if you do win the Premier, where does this Arsenal team actually rank in all Arsenal teams? Because you've got the most wins in a season already. You've done it, 27.
I think second.
More than the double winning team.
I think so.
But you only won one trophy.
It's not about that though. Look at how
Yeah, it's
many
not
wins
about
they've
that.
got.
They
In
dominated
this
the
I
league,
think the only achievement that beats that is the invincible season. I know obviously we got less wins and everything like that, but to go unbeaten, I know you 11 draws, whatever, still unbeaten.
11 draws.
Anyway,
I was going to say to end
Amir,
on, I suppose.
to end on, I just want to say, Amir, if we win the Premier League, I'll buy you an Arsenal shirt with Amir Mahmoodian on.
Why? No, we.
And you're gonna wear it with fucking
on
honour.
my toilet paper.
You know what,
Waste your
Elliot.
money on my,
You know what,
on my
Elliot?
toilet paper.
Elliot, go on. Let's do it live on the podcast now. If Spurs get a result and you end up winning the league, will you wear a Spurs shirt next week?
No.
what?
I thought
Why
I'd
would he
try it.
do that?
I thought I'd
No,
try.
no. Listen, I'll
Right.
cheer them on. I'll
Wait.
cheer them on against City
want to say
tomorrow.
something. I want to say something. Can we just have a minute to laugh at Man United Stadium, Man United's manager?
Oh, look, Mr. Red's
Let's
trying
have
to,
a
he's trying to
laugh
like.
about
He's so obsessed with our club. What are you about your club?
Red I know, because he got nothing to cheer about for Chelsea, has he? He's got nothing there.
You always just cringe Arsenal. You've never got anything to say about your club.
Yeah.
Ronaldo at the top of his game, losing 4-0 to Palace in a historic loss, losing to Arsenal, crumbling, going to lose the FA Cup. I mean, like,
What's
it's
Chelsea got to play for?
amazing.
Pre-season.
Are we not playing? Are we not playing you in the FA Cup? You said we'd be playing you.
Oh yeah.
Amazing scene, and you nearly lost to Coventry. You nearly
No,
lost.
but that's nearly
So,
okay.
yeah.
I would have done anything for that moment. I'm just so gassed, and I hope you keep Ten Hag next season, just like you wanted to, because I know it ain't going to get any better. Anthony's going to be carrying on playing there. Ronaldo's still going to be laughing in Saudi.
I mean, there are still shirts waiting for
Sancho
you when
will
we win
have
the
a
Prem, mate.
Sancho will have a Champions League. It's so good.
Oh yeah, come on. I want Dortmund to win the champs, by the way.
For us.
For Royce, my boy
Yeah,
back in the day.
I was going. Have we got enough time to do a combined Spurs City 11?
Let's do it.
Quickly again, yeah, sure.
Goalkeeper.
Edison.
I'll get Edison in goal.
Edison.
Edison.
Sorry, Corey.
Right back. Cole
Oh,
Walker.
Walker, yeah.
Centre backs.
Diaz and Van der Ven. I really like Van der Ven.
I think Van Ven's a good season.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
Left back.
Gavardio, Bagsman,
Gavardio, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been
recency
solid.
bias.
He's been so good.
DM
Rodri,
Rodri.
yeah.
And
De
then
Bruyne,
De Bruyne, Foden.
Bernardo. Or I was going to put Foden on the left.
There you got Son.
I'd still put Foden on the left.
I think Foden makes us think
Yeah.
the Sun doesn't make him.
Yeah,
So
Unless you want to stick Foden, no, Foden on the left, Son up top.
No, but
Haaland?
we
Haaland.
got Haaland.
Oh yeah, I keep
Son on
forgetting
the
about
right.
that guy. I keep forgetting about him.
Son
let's,
on the right.
yeah, let's
Son
do
right
that. So Rodri, De Bruyne, Bernardo in the midfield. Son on the right, Foden on the left, and Haaland through the middle.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
That was a
Good
bit
with me.
easier than probably a bit easier than it should have been. Because
Yeah.
that brings us to the end, I suppose. This
What
is-
other games have we got? We've got obviously Liverpool, Villa tonight.
Liverpool Villa's a good game though, to be fair. It's good for the Spurs top four. So if I'm honest, I want Liverpool to win that. So then obviously the Spurs fans are even more up for it to beat City, so then they can try and go for top four.
Oh,
Second
actually,
place.
Elliot, we didn't ask you this week while we're finishing. Are Arsenal going to win the league? One game left. The
You're
last
asking
time this
this every
season.
week.
The last
We
time
keep
this
changing
season.
it.
He's asked this since like match week 14.
Yeah.
The weekly
Yeah.
ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I
my
don't
heart-
want you to play. Go on.
My heart says yes.
Your
Hey,
brain
guys,
says,
can we-
your brain
can
says
we-
wait
so-
till 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah,
not-
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. My heart says yes though.
How about this? We all give a conclusion of how the league will end, starting with the Spurs game going into City's next game, and then Arsenal. So, go on, Amir. How do you think it's going to
Man
conclude?
City will win both games and Arsenal will win their game as well, and then Man City will win on points.
Okay, Dan.
City, City will lose drop points tomorrow, and it will go down to goal difference on the final day with City winning the league.
I
I
think
reckon-
City would. I think it's the same. City will draw tomorrow, and then it'll go to the
They'll
final
batter.
game.
Yeah.
And if Thomas Partey starts, I don't know why. I think it's just poetic justice for life. He'll make a mistake. He's got a mistake in him, and it will cost you the league. You'll drop points to Everton.
Go
And
on,
so
Don't
Elliot.
say that. Don't say it. Well,
Go on,
I know
Elliot.
Spurs,
Finish.
they'll drop points, and then I reckon City will win 4-0, but we'll win 3-0 against Everton, so we'll win the Prem.
Thank you
Up
very
the
much for
Arsenal!
watching. And until next week, goodbye.